Today we're going to talk about a man who designed our entire digital world before electricity was even a thing. I know, it sounds impossible. This is the incredible story of Charles Babbage and how he, well, literally invented the future.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. We're talking about the age of steam engines, gas lamps, and horse-drawn carriages. A computer back then? No way, right? But that's exactly when the blueprint for the very device you're using right now was first imagined.
And, that's not even an exaggeration. We are talking about a machine that was designed from the ground up to be programmable, to follow instructions, and to crunch complex numbers completely on its own. It was a truly revolutionary idea, and it all came from the mind of one extraordinary person.
So, to really get why someone in the 1800s would even dream of a computer, we've got to understand the problem he was trying to solve. And that problem, it can be summed up in 3 words: the tyranny of numbers.
Okay, so picture this. Before you had a calculator on your phone, every big engineering project, every ship that sailed the ocean, every single scientific breakthrough, it all depended on these huge books filled with mathematical tables, logarithms, star charts, you name it. This was the raw data that powered the entire Industrial Revolution.
But here's the massive catch. All of these crucial tables were made by hand. Armies of clerks, who were actually called human computers, would just sit there and do the math all day. And as you can imagine, people get tired, they get bored, they make mistakes. Just one wrong number, one little slip of the pen copying a result, and a bridge could collapse or a ship could be lost at sea forever. The stakes were incredibly high.
And this is what led to Babbage's big aha moment. He was just so frustrated by how unreliable this whole process was. The story goes, he was looking over one of these tables just riddled with errors, and he just exclaimed, "I wish to God these calculations had been executed by steam." And right there, the mission to build a flawless, mechanical mind had officially begun.
All right, so who was this guy so obsessed with getting things right that he decided to build a thinking machine out of brass and steel? Let's get to know him.
Charles Babbage was a true genius, a polymath, a top-tier mathematician and engineer, but also a philosopher and a major socialite in London. His parties were the talk of the town. But he was also, well, pretty eccentric. He famously waged a one-man war against street musicians, these organ grinders, because he thought they were a public nuisance. But see, this wasn't just some random quirk. It all came from his central obsession, a deep, passionate hatred for chaos and human error.
And that obsession, it's what drove him to design not just one, but 2 revolutionary machines, his grand solutions to that tyranny of numbers.
So, his first big idea was the difference engine. Think of it as a super specialized, incredibly powerful calculator. Its only job was to generate flawless mathematical tables. But his second vision, the analytical engine, whoa, that was a quantum leap. It wasn't just a calculator anymore. It was a general-purpose, fully programmable computer. And that was the real game changer.
So, what was the secret sauce? Programmability. And Babbage had this flash of genius where he borrowed the idea from, of all places, the textile industry. He saw how these machines called jacquard looms used cards with holes punched in them to automatically weave these incredibly complex patterns into fabric. And he thought, wait a minute, I could use that same exact method to feed instructions into my engine.
This amazing quote comes from Ada Lovelace. She was a brilliant mathematician who worked with Babbage, and she totally got it. She saw the machine's true potential way beyond just crunching numbers. She realized that if you could represent other things, like music or letters with numbers, the machine could process those too. I mean, that is an astoundingly modern idea for the 1840s.
Okay, so here's the mind-blowing part. The analytical engine had all the fundamental ideas of a modern computer. It had conditional branching, if-then logic. It could loop instructions over and over. And most importantly, it had a separate memory, which Babbage called the store, and a central processing unit, which he called the mill. Does that sound familiar? It should. This wasn't just a clever machine. It was the entire architectural blueprint for computation itself.
So, if Babbage designed the modern computer way back in the 1840s, why isn't the computer on your desk made of brass and powered by steam? Well, this is where the story takes a tragic turn.
The British government actually backed Babbage's first big project, the difference engine, and they invested a massive sum of money into it, £17,000.
Now, to put that number in perspective, that was an absolutely astronomical amount of money back then. You could have built 2 top-of-the-line warships for the Royal Navy with that cash.
But the project was just swamped with problems. Delays, arguments about getting the parts machined perfectly, and honestly, Babbage's own difficult personality. After more than a decade of this, the government just pulled the plug.
Babbage spent the rest of his life and his own fortune refining the designs for his even bigger idea, the Analytical Engine, but he could never get the funding to actually build it. He died a deeply frustrated man, his incredible engines existing only as thousands and thousands of pages of beautiful, intricate drawings.
But hold on, the story doesn't end there. History, it turns out, had one final, incredible twist in store, and Babbage would get the ultimate last laugh.
See, even though the engine wasn't built, Ada Lovelace wrote what we now consider the world's very first computer program for it, way back in 1843. A century after he died, his forgotten work was rediscovered. And then in 1991, the Science Museum in London decided to put Babbage's plans to the ultimate test. They set out to build his difference engine number 2, using only the tools and materials he would have had in the 19th century.
And here's the punchline to his entire life story. The machine, all 25,000 parts of it, it worked. Flawlessly. Babbage hadn't failed as an engineer. He hadn't gotten the theory wrong. He was simply a man born 100 years too soon. His designs were absolutely perfect.
So why does this story matter so much today? Because the device you are holding in your hand or that's sitting on your desk right now, it's a Babbage machine. Your computer's CPU, that's his mill. Your RAM and your hard drive, that's his store. Every single app you use is built on the exact same logical principles he laid out. He didn't just invent a computer, he was the architect of our entire digital age.
And all of this leaves us with one final thought. Charles Babbage had an idea that changed the world, but it had to wait a century and a half for us to catch up to it. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What brilliant, seemingly impossible ideas are out there right now, just waiting for their moment? Thanks for joining us.